Welcome. My name is Newman García, and I'll be reading your energy. Thank you for being here. Just have some selenite here, my Aunt Sheila, protecting this space, your space, this energetic field, to ensure that only divine love and light are allowed into this reading. Thank you, Spirit. Let's begin with a deep breath. Inhale from the bottom of your tailbone, climbing up your spine to the crown of your head. Slowly exhale. You're doing great. You are doing fantastic. That is what I'm hearing before I pull any cards. You're doing great. You feel great. You look great. Everyone is noticing your glow up. You are radiating light. You are radiating love. Everyone is interested in what you're creating. They want to know more. Keep going. Let's pull a card. Let go. This is how you did it. You let go. Full body chills. If you're new to this channel, I get full body chills for confirmation from Spirit. You let go. I love how it's a feather. Birds don't hold on to every feather they've ever had. They let it go. That's why they can fly. I talk about animals and nature a lot because they really resonate with me, and nature is what helped bring me back into alignment from a lot of physical dis-ease caused by a lot of mental dis-ease, caused by a lot of emotional dis-ease due to my dissonance from Spirit. That's what emotional dis-ease is. Anytime you don't feel good, it's because the soul within you, your spirit, is seeing it through another perspective, and your role is to line up your energies. And that's what you've done. And the way to do it is by letting go. Imagine a bird that acts like a human, a traditional human, that holds on to everything they've ever had because they're afraid they won't grow another feather or have another meal. They have lack mindset, fear. They wouldn't be able to fly for very long. Their new feathers would grow in and their body would weigh down. Trying to take their old nest to their next one doesn't work, does it? Freedom comes on the other side of fear. Fear of not having enough. Fear of there not being enough resources. That's what's really coming through in this message. You have shattered lack mindset. That's what you've let go of. The belief systems and paradigms, the consciousness that was embedded in humanity to control behavior of saying there's not enough to go around, BS. And what you've really done is realize you don't need that much to be happy. The sun is shining. There's an unlimited amount of oxygen for you to breathe. You eat what you need for your body and no more. You always have enough. You're balanced. So you have no fear. Ever notice that the people who have fear usually are the ones who are gluttonous, or they have way too many possessions or tons of money in the bank, but their body's falling apart? It's an imbalance in their own chakras and their own belief systems. You've let go of the feathers and said, I'm going to keep flying. I don't care if I'm 90 years old. I'm going to fly like I was 10. I'm not doing this whole story where you break down as you get older. That doesn't make any logical sense because no other animals do this unless they're around humans for too long. Pets. If they're around humans with lack mindset, they pick up the energy. It's kind of sad, to be honest, but no judgment. They sign up for it. They know what they're doing. My dog still acts like a puppy, and he's 8. He doesn't change at all. He's happy. He's healthy. I don't take him to the vet. I don't do any of that because he's happy and healthy. Just like I don't go to the doctor because I'm happy and healthy. Because you don't need it. This isn't professional advice. This is This is take what resonates and leave the rest, but we are creating New Earth, and New Earth says, I know how to be human because I've done this before, and I've broken through all of these belief systems that I let go of that were passed down from generation to generation to generation. And now I'm here. When I say I'm speaking for you, for us, for we are one. I'm done with it. We're done with the story of lack in humanity. Everyone who is watching this, you right now who's watching this, you know that you are always guided and supported. You know that you always have enough. You know that you always have what you need exactly when you need it. No sooner, no later. You're in perfect balance. You don't need retirement because you're never going to retire because you love your life. You love your life. You don't need Social Security because you love your life. You are secure within yourself. You have elevated past those low vibrational consciousness. You're done with it. You know that because you know how to balance your energies, because you know how to let go of the feathers when a new one grows, you evolve effortlessly through life, and you know the next meal will always be there. There will be a worm the next morning. I don't need to have the worm tonight to know I'm going to eat in the morning. I'm safe within myself. And that's really where humanity's headed. We're letting go of this need to hoard and store and to gather out of fear of the future or out of anxiety from the past. Same thing. You're scared of the future because of your anxiety from the past because you haven't processed the emotions. And when I say you, I'm not speaking to the person on the other side because you know better. If you're in my collective, you've done the work. You are a powerful creator who has let go of all of the BS and you've moved on. Probably one of the only few in your family that has done that, which has been scary as hell, but you did it. Let's pull some tarot. Queen of Discs. You did it because you are confident in your divine feminine receptivity. You have balanced your energies. Full body chills. And an overwhelming, delicious sense of calm has washed over me. That's how you did it. You calmed down and said, wait. I don't need all these things that people tell me that I need. And one feather at a time, you let go of them. And you sat on your throne as you let go and said, I still feel pretty good. Let's try one more. Still feel pretty good. Let's try one more. And pretty soon you've let go of all of these belief systems rooted in lack and fear. And you are flying high, chilling, knowing your crops will feed you for the rest of your life. The seeds that you have planted during this last era will nourish you for the entirety of your life, and they will nourish your lineage for generations to come. You have laid the foundation of a new world, a new earth for your entire lineage. Whether you have children or not is irrelevant, because the impact that you have made by letting go of the systems of control that you no longer resonate with and have ascended past, those seeds of thought that you are giving to others through your embodiment of ease. Do you see how easy she is? She's just chilling, knowing, I will know when to water my crops. I will know when to pick the weeds. I'm not going to stress anymore because I've tuned to Mother Gaia. Ooh, that came through strong. That's the divine feminine energy. I've tuned to Mother Gaia, not the fear of humandom. I've never said that word out loud. Humandom. Human consciousness, man's conscious thought. That's where fear has originated. Gaia's not scared. Animals aren't in fear of the future. They just live. They know when they're going to die, they're going to die. No big deal. And this leads you to 9 of Discs, all of your gain. This effortless embodiment of all of the seeds that you have planted through the letting go of the belief systems of lack and fear are beginning to show themselves in your material reality, in the 3D. All of the energetic work that you have done is now showing itself in the material world. You have entered that space. It's showing. It's here and it's now. It's right here and now. And you have a new perspective. Full body chills again. Man, this message is on point. You have a new perspective of abundance. You have a new perspective of wealth. You have a new perspective of what it's like to be a human on planet Earth, to connect with the earth instead of to disconnect, to connect with love instead of fear, to disconnect from those who associate with lack and fear and to connect with those who align, like you and I, our soul tribe, with the knowing and truth of source resonance. Great message. 3 of Wands, virtue. This is your soul's power. You're virtuous, your morals, you're following the soul's mission. You always knew that you were going to live this storyline, that you were going to choose to focus your consciousness into this physical body that you see in the mirror, in this time and space that you are perceiving this, to transmute the energies of those who you chose to incarnate around. You chose your parents, your siblings, your aunts, your uncles, your grandparents, your lineage. And from a broader perspective, they chose all of their roles. And you said, I'm going to play the part that transmutes all of this dark energy, negative energy into light. And at the time, they might have said, it's going to be hard when you're down there because you're not going to have this broader perspective of seeing how everything works out. And you said, I know, but I know I'll be guided. I know that my heart center will call me. My soul will call me. 3, this is moving forward with your moral compass of, it might not look like it to everyone, but I know what I'm doing. It's the best for all of humanity. Change is the only constant in all of creation. And you are an expert at change because you recognize when a new feather grows, you let go of the old one without hesitation. You don't explain to that feather, oh, I love you so much. Thank you for all that you've done. Although you do feel that, you let go in appreciation. You don't explain like, you'll be okay, da da da. You just fly on. You see the bird up here? You move on because the feather knows if it tunes to its own consciousness. And I'm referencing the people you've let go of, the places you've let go of, the jobs, the identities, the belief systems. If you just accept that they know, it's a part of life. That's the circle of life. The root of all suffering is attachment. And when you become the master of detachment in love, you're not doing it out of animosity or resentment. There's no ill will. There's no negative vibrations that are coming from your movement forward. And in fact, that's what keeps your vibration clear of the negativity, of the dis-ease. And all that embody dis-ease on this planet, all that are suffering, are doing it because they are holding on to feathers that have been long overdue to let go of. And you know that. You are the teacher through the clarity of your example of how to live effortlessly and be a beacon of light, be someone who loves themselves enough to love others. You cannot love others any more than you love yourself. It's called codependency. 6 of Swords, science. You get the systems. You see the truth of how creation works, of You know the laws of creation, of this universe. You exist, you always have, you always will. You'll be in different forms, but you've always existed. You get what you give in this world, law of attraction. Everything happens here and now. And this is the most important one. All are one, and one is the all. When you embody your Christ consciousness, spoke about that in a recent reading, then you recognize, just as Christ did, which is what Christ consciousness is, that everything is in perfect balance. And when you stop pushing against that which you don't want and simply embody who you are and who you came to be, you have fun. You enjoy your life. Creation is automatic. The fifth law is everything changes but those first four. One more. The magus. That's what Christ was. You are Christ. You are. You have a different name, but you are Christ. You're whatever consciousness you want to tap into. You're not Christ in the sense that you're not the one who got nailed on the cross. You're not that story. You're your story with the consciousness of what I just spoke. Understanding the art of detachment, the art of letting go, the art of creation, the art of allowing. The art of allowing your creations to manifest effortlessly. You know how to let go in order to create. I limited there's so many stories that can be told, but you don't need a lot of stuff to feel abundant, and you are entitled to it if that's what you want. But those who are watching this, those who are 17 minutes in, you know that you are your inner child embodied. You have healed all of your wounds, which simply means you brought back the emotional trauma into alignment by letting go of all of the feathers, all of the belief systems, the thoughts, the people that represented things, in order to fly high like you're meant to embody your childlike self, which is the highest contribution that you can give to humanity, which is what Christ said. The kingdom to heaven is through a child's mind. Heaven is here and now. You aligned your root chakra. This is the most important one in terms, they're all equally important, but in terms of overcoming lack mindset, which is really what's in the field right now that I'm picking up on across humanity. Because many of us, including my collective, those of you who are watching, you have undergone experiences that have proven to you that you are divinely supported, that you are divinely aligned, that you are safe, secure, which is root chakra. And you have learned how to relax into your safety and security through this knowing, through this unyielding faith of well-being. And that the root blockage was lack consciousness, was there's a finite number of pieces of the pie, was a misunderstanding of creation. There's an infinite number of everything. There's an infinite number of everything. And when you have healed this, then your consciousness is able to rise to where you receive the thoughts. And that's where compassion comes into play. I'll be interested if that comes out, of knowing those who are kind of stuck here, the way that they speak, the way they act, they're just following their consciousness, and it's all good. You're here to represent the person that broke free from that and to teach however you teach. Maybe you speak like I do. Maybe you teach yoga like I do. Newman flows, if you want to check that out. Maybe you are an artist. Maybe you're the cashier I reference this a lot, the cashier at the grocery store who simply embodies their knowing of well-being and has chosen this beautiful role to service humanity. It doesn't matter what you do, it matters how you do it. You teach through the clarity of your example. Words don't teach, only life experience does, which is why the clarity of your example is what's so powerful. Sacred union. I have a strong feeling that if you are on this channel and you have made it this far, then you have healed your wounds. You have let go of any animosity, resentment, anger, fear, and you're ready for deep, unconditional love that you have found with yourself to be represented in a partner. I'm really getting that from this. You're ready to trust that the partner that maybe you're already with them and they've grown alongside you. Maybe you're open now to receiving that partner, but that's what's coming through. You've let go of your past relationships that hurt, that caused you the pain to wake up, that awakened you, that activated you. And now you're moving into the sacred union that you always knew existed for you. That is the message. Wow, there was a lot in this message, but that's the core of this message. You're not scared to love and to be loved. You're no longer afraid of love. That's the title of this message. You're no longer afraid of love. I'm so happy for you. Because you realize that everything is love. All of the pain, the suffering, the fear, the dis-ease, it was all God, source, divinity, all that is, loving you by supporting you in every single one of your thoughts, because you get what you think about whether you want it or not. And you have had such a strong discernment of focusing towards well-being that you are now in the season of your sacred union with all that is. Meaning not only will you have the partner if that's what you desire, but every interaction that you have from this moment forward will be bathed in unconditional love. You for them, them for you. And it will be the most incredible experience that you ever knew was possible. Because that was what you knew you would have when you signed up to be the one to transmute the darkness into light within your lineage. That's the message I have for you. I'm so proud of you. I love you so much. If you're interested in a private reading, newmanflows.com, or link is in my description. Until next time, namaste.